Hello, welcome to Pure Data tutorial. And after getting to know basic math and number boxes and the hot undercode inlets, some unpack and packing of list routines and the trigger object to keep track of the processing order, we go to have a deeper look into doing some math with another object. It's called the expression object. This object expression gives you the opportunity to just type in every math equation expression you want and execute it. And it's way more handy than using the single math object. That's why I'm introducing it even for using with little operations. I recommend using the expression object mainly because it's more more versatile, and actually it's very basic to understand and very powerful object as well. And it's a bit more handy to if you want to do cleaner coding and not this messy cabling all the time. So we do object, and the expression object is called expression. And by default it does nothing. We need a button, a bang button, to start our expression or math equation here. And we make a print object to just see the outcome, and we call it result. So this will print result, and of course our expression is empty. There is nothing we calculated. The nice thing is we can just type an expression, space 1 add to 2, we execute it and we get a result 3, and we can say 1 times 4 plus 5, and we get it first, of course, point before the lines 4 and 5. So we do, for example, like this. It's super simple math, awesome. And of course we can do different equations. What we also can do is use variables inside an equation. That's what we actually need most of the time. And variables we knew from the message are $1, for example, and that was a variable. In the expression object they have a little different form, and they are called $f1, and that's dollar for variable, and then floating, and the first floating point number on the first inlet. So this is the variable for any number coming into the first inlet. If we need two variables, for example, we don't know what to add, we say add to $f2, a second inlet appears, and that says, okay, they are corresponding. So this variable is fed by the first inlet and also executes the calculation. This variable is fed by the second inlet and also sets the variable to a new value. So we feed in numbers because we want to change them. And here we go. First object feeds variable 1, and we see it's adding 20 to nothing because variable 2 is empty. If we change it to, let's say, 10, it doesn't execute but set the variable, and now we can always add 10. And remember the trigger float bang trigger bang float if we want to process or execute with both inlets. So first we set the floating point to the variable, second inlet, and then bang the expression. And now we can work with both numbers. First here, let's put it to 80, and then if we change this one to say 30, we instantly get the result. If we need more variables, like this times $3 something else, you see a third inlet is appearing, and then we can also use a message like times 2 or times 10. We can both connect them to the third inlet. So now do times 10. So we add, first we multiply this and then add this, and we get the result. Of course we have to refresh this. Here we go. That's a very nice way of using expression. To go into depth with the expression object, you can of course remember help, right click help, and here you go. This is explaining all the variables and expression object versions, and here you get some PD expression examples where you can see you can use the brackets to order your equation, and you have trigonometric functions and plenty of things to explore. And down there is a bit hidden all functions and operators. You click it and then you see PD arithmetic operators. Then you can see that's what we just had. Expression, a variable plus a fixed value, subtract, divide, and so on and so forth. And you can do also a bitwise calculation if you are into that. Use comparison operators, so they give like if it's true or not, like this. If it's equal to, it outputs yes, true, it's 1, otherwise it outputs false. So the expression object is very, very powerful, and it can handle tables and everything, so I recommend start working with this right from the beginning. Let's review, oh, don't quit it, collect all very fast. So expression is the object of your choice for doing math. If you need a variable, $f1 is corresponding to first inlet, and if you want a fixed value, just type it and use a number box. Then you can set the variable here and instantly do the equation. Or if you need more variables, just $f2 and so on and so forth. And maybe a fixed value, and maybe you need some brackets, so that's basic math. First doing those two, then outputting this. And remember the trigger length float routine, trigger length float, for first setting this number via the float path into the second variable, and then bang, output the equation. Let's empty it and have a last look at it. We don't print it, we just see it here. Here we go. I really recommend the expression object instead of the other ones, because it's very powerful and just a bit bulky to get to use to the first $f1 and so on variable structure.